Welcome everybody to the Gold Ray Twin Flames 18 years together celebration, and Mel has requested this video for obvious reasons. We recently did a blog talk radio show in the past 30 days, and Mel was quite enlightened by my answer as to what I felt our divine partnership has accomplished in the past 18 years. And he felt that I need to elaborate a little bit more, and so we took some time out together and discussed what he thought would be of benefit to the audience. Mel?
Yeah, and before I start, I just wanted to I made a promise I would do this. We're on some new equipment right off the bat, everybody's going to notice, and if we have any technical difficulties, we do apologize for that. The other thing that I wanted to do is, a couple of people have mentioned in the past that when I'm doing a video that I get a little intense, and I just wanted to remind people that if you are a very gentle soul or you are a very oversensitive empath, you may not want to listen to this video, because when you have two of us together, and at the best of times when I've done a video, the best I've ever been at is about a slow simmer. So with the two of us here, we might get into a real burn, and it could get a little intense. So I just want to remind everybody, and I did promise a couple of people that I would do that. Yes. So here we are.
I don't know. It's doubtful. He's with me, so there's a difference. When he's by himself, he can talk, and he's very passionate. But with me, you know, it just depends. We'll see as we go along.
Okay. Anyways, as Nicole said, the theme and the topic of this particular video is, and people have asked us like on occasion too, what's it actually like, the two of you being together for as many years as you have? Is it the same? Is it different? Is it mellow? Is it exciting? Is it still fun? Is it still romantic? Is it still all of those things? Yes, and much, much more. And I'm going to let Nicole go ahead and kind of get back to the topic that she was on, because we're going to kind of bounce in a few different areas here to kind of try and explain it to you what it's like. And Nicole was getting into something there right off the bat, and I'm going to get back to it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think I keep mentioning this to a lot of people, and you're probably bored of it by now, and you probably just look at me and you press the stop button. But one of the biggest reasons why I came together with Mel was I saw his vision, and I wanted to be a part of that. So for me, it was mission oriented from the very beginning, and I fell in love with him because of vision, not because of his looks, not because I felt physically attracted. Those things came afterwards in the process of working together with him. And in the beginning I was very scared as well, because I did not like his intensity whatsoever. I was not used to having a partner who was very super sensitive and emotional and could express himself where and whatever. Didn't matter if we were by ourselves or we were with other people. He would appropriately and inappropriately express himself. So I've learned to dodge those times and learn to figure out what was suitable and what was comfortable for his energy field. And that is probably what you all love most about him, is that he can tap into all of your emotional energy and experiences that you are all having out there in the world. And I know this because I watch him a lot, and he literally goes off into altered states of consciousness, and I can see he's connecting with all of you and feeling and experiencing what you are. So let's move on a little bit, and from my point of view on our experience together and our, you can call it the divine partnership, we'll label it the twin flame experience, is that I see it from the merging of the 5 energy bodies. I guess I found it very interesting as Mel and I proceeded to put our work out together, that we were trying to give you more of a picture, a legacy, more of a wave of the experience, where others out there decided they had to analytically pull this connection apart. They had to analyze and dissect it to death and put it into stages. And I actually found this very, how can I say it? I found it very intimidating, and I found it very destructive to a twin flame energy field, because what you're doing is you're creating this amazing state of consciousness together, blending and merging, and that itself is its own language, and it's hard to bring it down and dissect it into stages. And I think I found it really difficult. Mel was able to, facilitate and maneuver and navigate through all of this to assist you all, which is good, because that's exactly what he's good at. I'm not so good at it, because I'm looking at a process of the ebb and flow and how this connection actually divinely manifests itself throughout the years. And with it, you look at those 5 energy bodies: the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, the physical, and the etheric. And when you dissect it, you start putting yourself on a level of a hierarchy, meaning I've dealt with the runaway stage. Oh, and we're quite through the power trip stage and the struggle. Can you assist us with that so we can get on to the amazing trip? And what I found out during our connection for 18 years is that 5 energy body merge constantly rebuilds, breaks down, expands, and magnifies itself. So when in fact, this is why I never agreed with any of the stages of twin flame, due to the fact that it's a process, and all of those stages will start all over again.
Yep.
For generating a new level vibrational consciousness within your twin flame unit that you create as a team together. And one's spiritual pathway will ignite the other one. So for example, Mel will go through some amazing stuff, and I'll just be going on with daily experience, and it'll just be, it's so regular, and I'll look at him going, oh my God, he's going off again, he's having this wonderful excitement, or, oh my God, it's time to put him to bed and maybe rub his back and say, it's okay, you could do the poor me, pity party, and and then he has these amazing epiphanies of things, and I feel like I'm just part of the regular world. But what happens is it comes to a state of completion, maturity, and then I go through mine. So he gets to go off in his world and do his little YouTube videos and connect with all of you through email, and here I am going off into my emotional experience, mental experience, amazing visions, or I'm going through another process where I'm getting rid of another aspect of myself through childhood experiences. I'm having dreams and visions, and I'm depressed. Yes, I do get depressed, so you can all know that. And do I cry? Yeah, and I cry by myself because Mel doesn't like to see me cry. So there, you found out a secret about us. So then...
It's good to be honest.
It's good to be honest. So, and then I come out of it at the end, I can feel it. I know there's going to be an end, and I know there's going to be a benefit to what I'm going through. So what I have learned, and initially you don't see it because it feels like it's scattered for a long period of time as the years go on. But I don't know, I think I finally kicked in after 10 years, and I said, hey, this is a process, and it's going to start all over again. And it goes back and forth, and then the process starts all over again. So it's masculine, feminine, roll it together,
Yeah.
and something comes
That's
out of
exactly
it.
how it works.
So I'm going to let Mel continue for a moment and see where he's taking it, but that's kind of been a feeling that I wanted to express to all of you.
Nicely done, too.
And also, one of the reasons why I decided I wanted to stay out of the YouTube videos were for two reasons. And that was due to the fact that I think I was totally disgusted when people try to analyze it. It was just too hard on me to pull it apart. And so I wanted Mel to allow himself to fully come out, because I had spent so many years assisting him and knowing that he was going to be this great inspiration for many. I just didn't know, what method we were going to use in delivering our message. And so I left him alone, and that was very hard on him because he stamped his feet and he got very mad because his twin flame was not paying attention to him. His twin flame was not doing videos. His twin flame was not doing what he wanted her to do. And that was because I needed him to stand on his own 2 feet and put out what he felt was in his heart. And I did not want to hold his hand. And I just wanted to let you all know he has done such an amazing job. And I am so proud of the work that he has done.
Wow, thank you.
So I'll leave it to you.
All right. The other part that I wanted to add in here is so many people nowadays, when it comes to these twin flame unions, are still seeing it in terms of being a relationship. And I've noticed, and this is not twin flame bashing or anything, and I want to make this clear to everybody right now, is when you have and try to see a twin flame union in the format of a relationship, and I see people using the word all of the time, even twin flames are using the word relationship. You can't bring it down into that concept of a relationship. It won't work and it doesn't fit. And whenever I see twin flames using the word relationship, I can see right there they're locked into a vibration of that old template of relationship. And what Nicole and I have discovered, in fact, that a twin flame union is in actual fact a divine partnership. That's the way I view it. That's the way I see it. And whenever she was talking, and I was just thinking back, and one of the things that we've learned how to do, and actually a few of you have seen me put it up in a video, where that if you're in a twin flame union, what you first of all have to do is you have to grow up and kind of grow into a twin flame union. And in order to do that, you have to learn how to do something, and you have to learn how to navigate, as Nicole said. You have to learn how to negotiate between the individuals, and you have to learn how to communicate. And the communication part is where I'm finding a lot of people are missing the point altogether. They just don't know how to communicate because they're getting into the he said, she said thing. And the other part of it that's important, and Nicole has become very, very good at this, and so have I, is one of the things that really makes us successful at what we're doing is we've learned to compromise. And when you're doing this, you're acting like, in my opinion, a mature adult. And to handle and kind of hold and ground into yourself the twin flame energy that you have access to, as Nicole was saying, the runner phase doesn't end, the chaser phase doesn't end, the power struggle never ends. It's an ongoing thing, but it moves in a different frequency and a different vibration. But like Nicole said, so many times you'll see people, well, when is the runner phase going to end? Or when is the power struggle going to end? A union of this nature is ongoing. It's not a relationship in the old format. I'll give you an example of, shall I say, the benefits that Nicole and I have experienced over the years in a way. It usually happens about, I think about 3 or 4 times a year. If I'm wrong, Nikki will correct me anyway. She does all the time, so I'm used to it. But what happens is, and actually, Nikki usually gets it first, and I usually get it about 2 days later. Typical male thing. We're always 2 days late for the wedding kind of thing. Let's throw that one in. But anyways, what happens is it's very hard to put into words, into 3-dimensional words. But I hear so many of you. You want to fall in love, or you want to be in love, and you have this thing of, love is a permanent feeling or a situation. But what many of you don't understand, in this divine partnership in a twin flame union, it doesn't stay that way. what happens is as you grow together, as you begin to experience and share the nature between the two individuals, as I explore the universe that is Nikki, and as she explores the universe that is me, we find out there's all kind of potential going back and forth. One of the things that we do also is we are very, very supportive of each other. We don't actually lean on each other, as Nikki was saying, that I was a very kind of, I had some neediness issues kind of thing, and even some abandonment issues in the past. And what happened now is we're very supportive of each other going back and forth. So what happens is this all changes the flow of energy between the two of us. So, and it's going to be hard for me to put this into words, but it's like 3 or 4 times a year, Nikki has it usually a couple of days before me, this feeling comes over me, especially, this is the way I can describe it. And the only way I can put it into words is suddenly, after being with her for 18 years, all of a sudden I fall in love, if that's the word, because I can't choose another one. I fall in love with her all over, or the love goes to another frequency and it goes higher. And in some cases this will go on, as I said, 3 or 4 times a year. And it's been going on, how long has it been going on now? Quite a few years, I think, eh?
Yeah.
How long? Probably 8, 9 years that these things have been going on like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So basically what's happened is this, is we're starting to really come to the feeling that, and this may sound a little bit off for some of you, but Nicole and I, and this is not bragging or anything like that, please don't take it that way, we have grown beyond that definition of what some people call unconditional love, and we express to each other and share with each other the source creative energy, or source energy, that is and produce and manifests between the two of us. And the other thing that's important is we don't see this as a relationship, we see this as a divine partnership. And I think this is basically what a lot of other people are experiencing also. I am going to get into this aspect of it, I'm going to do it in another video because I wanted to share. But I think what's happened here, and I want to make mention to this, I think the main focus of authentic twin flames that have come in to do the mission has been done. And the first part of the mission, as you probably heard me say, what a lot of them have taken on the templates of the family, the ancestral patterns. Nicole and I have experienced that also on both sides of the fence. The second thing that was a very big part of the mission format of Twin Flames was to actually manifest that idea of the situation of the template, or the new frequency of what I call divine partnerships. So, and divine partnerships is where we're going, and this is what is happening. This is the way that Nicole and I see it at this particular point in time, as being this divine partnership that we have going on between the two of it. And I might also add now that, having, I believe, established amongst some authentic twin flames that template for divine partnerships, the next thing is beginning to take place amongst twin flames that are on the planet, and that's this. And some would say, well, is the mission done? No, it's not. Actually, we're only getting started. What's happened now, and I've noticed this has been taking place between myself and Nicole, and I have always said, and I will still say this, that in order for twin flames to actually begin to access some of the, shall I call them, spiritual gifts or abilities, you have to have reached a certain point in that divine partnership where you have a clear ebb and flow between the yin-yang, the masculine and feminine, between the two of you. Yes, I want to add in, the romance is still there. Yes, I still think that Nicole is the greatest woman on the planet. Yes, when I kiss her, she still takes my breath away, as she does every time she kisses me. All of that is still there for all you hopeless romantics that are out there. But that's not what it's all about. And what's happening now, like that part, Nick?
There is a difference. I will give you a secret, okay?
Go ahead.
He is totally about mission. We did our astrological charts. That is who he is. Okay, but I can assure you, I do appreciate the romance aspect of it. Okay, there is a very small part of me that does enjoy that exchange of energy.
Still there.
And it is nice to see twin flames who definitely are into their mission, but they do share that charisma and that magical connection as well.
Nicely done. Lost my train of thought.
Gotcha.
You got me.
See, that's why it's not good for me to talk with you.
No, I wouldn't have it any other way at all. That's the only way that it really works together. You've got to have the two of us here on occasion to kind of bounce the energy back and forth. And people need to see how we play the energies or how we work the energies back and forth between the two of us is very important.
But it took me a while to think about it. See,
Yeah.
I took quite a bit of time. There was walks and I had to,
Yeah, but
let
then
it
you
come through. But actually, I think the very important thing about this, because I'm going, where you want to take it, but it has to do with the 5 energy bodies.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that is exactly what you're doing in your partnership.
Yeah, it's a crucial part.
It's managing those 5 energy bodies, as we are in a masculine and feminine body.
Yeah.
And it's about constantly assisting one another in maturing those 5 energy bodies to come into more knowledge, higher state of consciousness, and solidifying that template and that 3rd energy within our environment and affecting the wildlife, affecting the people next door, affecting our community, and being able to be of service.
So that's why people go to sleep when they come here. Anyways, the thing that I'm going to go back to this for a couple of minutes here. We're now into a really important phase with twin flames, and because I see a lot of twin flames have developed the interplay and the communication and the navigation between the two of them. Now what's happening is we're starting to develop some really profound spiritual abilities or gifts, if you want to put it that way. And Nicole and I have always been empathic. We've always been very overly sensitive, empathic. So when people say they're very sensitive and they can feel the vibration, I know exactly what they're talking about, which is why we choose the lifestyle and where we live at this particular point in time. And what's happened lately, we have started to develop, and again I'm just passing information here, some really profound remote healing abilities, which I didn't used to believe in, and I will admit it. I had an issue with it.
Actually, you're right about that.
Yeah.
I forgot that that was something interesting about our work, is that when we actually come out with a service, it's not because we think we can do it, it's because we know and we're actually
we can do it.
We are capable of doing it, because
There's a big difference there.
we've actually downloaded the experience and we can bring it into physical reality. So I found that really important in terms of, we had lots of people over the past 4 years ask us to do some remote healing, and I totally felt uncomfortable. But since Mel's gone into the teaching of the meridian energetics, and I've taken over more of the clientele that come to visit or local that come into our retail aspect, and I've done that. And so the more I've tapped into the emotional and mental body and the etheric body, the different bodies on an individual when we're doing our technique, it allowed me to go beyond that time-space continuum. So I felt I could actually really feel that traveling aspect, which allowed me to do more dynamic stuff from a dream state point of view. And so our abilities for remote healing globally came out. But I know there are a lot of people that they say they can do it, but I would really beg to differ. It is a very multidimensional state of consciousness,
And you have to
type
have
of
personality for it.
personality.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're being trained by
And you have to
by
be
the
proud of
government.
it, too.
It is a very, very profound experience of tapping in to those wavelength frequencies of consciousness.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah.
'Cause we only have a few
Another
more
important
minutes.
part, and this is a phase here of our twin flame union, our divine partnership, and I'm really going to be emphasizing divine partnership from this point on. I'm not going to use that other word at all, and I do wish that some of the other twin flames out there would actually reconsider changing and not use that word anymore, and start calling it a divine partnership or some equivalent to that, if they could. because
That might take a while.
well,
I mean,
well,
it's-
the thing is too is like they're teaching people, and what's happening is people that are coming to them are seeing it in the concept of a relationship,
Oh,
and they're falling back into that old mindset, and I can see the problems that are taking place. But anyway, the aspect of what's taking place now with part of the mission for us is, as we're starting to see it, is we've participated in the ancestral part of it. We've worked through all of the templates and the issues in bringing our divine partnership together, and now we're starting to get downloaded with the next set of tools, which is basically, if anybody has noticed, there's a lot of healing and a lot of nurturing and a lot of cleansing and purging that needs to take place on the planet. And I believe this is the third part of a 6-part mission of Twin Flames, if I can put it that 6 parts of it. Okay, this is only the
gee,
third.
I hope you're here for the last.
Oh, I'm going to be around for a while. I'm not going anywhere, trust me, I already know that. And now we're getting into the healing aspect, and we're going to see a lot of twin flames who are first of all going to have to go through the healing of themselves individually, and before they're actually going to start developing these aspects. And this is what Nicole and I are experiencing now. So what are we saying? What we're saying is there isn't a plateau in a twin flame union where you're going to sit stationary for 10 years or 5 years. It is perpetual growth all of the time. And in some cases, and people need to really understand it, when you go through a phase and you think you've passed through it, oh, I've done that, we've worked that all out, it's all over, it's complete, then guess what? It's going to start all over again, because what happens is you've now moved into the next layer of it, and it didn't take, I think, us, 5 or 6 years, I think, before we finally figured it out as to what was going on in that phase. Okay, well, more so me probably than Nicole. And for a period of time, she was actually in our partnership. She was the leader, and I have to admit she did lead the parade very, very well, and allowed me to kind of catch up without leading me by the hand or pampering me in any way, shape, or form, as she said. So when you get to this particular point, it's very important that we realize that this is a partnership. This is a union, a partnership, and it's ongoing and unfolding as we continue to go along. And that's, I think, more than what we really wanted to share in this particular video. Oh, and one more thing that I wanted to add is we have made some changes at our end in respect to things that we've had to drop and let go of in order to focus on the more important things. And I'm so delighted too. Nicole is now officially on this video, in any case, and it will be up on our website very shortly. She is now doing coaching and counseling also in regards to the twin flame phenomena. And if you can't handle my intensity, Nicole is a little bit smoother and smiles a lot more than I do, and she's prettier. And if you need some counseling, she's available too. And that's going to be kind of a focus for all of us as we're kind of moving down the road. Anything else that you wanted to add, Nicole?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to thank you all for joining us in this video today, and hopefully we've enlightened you on some aspect of our connection in the past 18 years. Again, thank you for taking the time and watching us speak to you today.